All right, guys, we're live again. And here we are at our open session. This is just a networking. This is just really a hangout session. And I just popped over from one StreamYard. That's what we're using for my side of life. Tish is using her own program for her streaming, but I just love streaming with StreamYard. They are not a sponsor. I have the free plan on this thing. Love it so much. It's easy to work for me. And I just want to say thank you guys for hanging out with us today at the WWJ conference. And here's Tish Bouvier, who I was just talking about. I was talking about who we were using. I was telling them how much I love StreamYard for free. For free, I have that free plan. There's Ruth. I'm here now. She may not be able to be with us the whole time. That's good. That's just for us to network. It's a time to take a break if you need to take a break and just to see like reflection time, how things have been going. Tish, I'm tired. Oh no, I can't hear you, Tish. You're laughing. Oh, Tish. Why can't I hear her? I've heard her all day. And she's lovely. Well, she's trying to get her mic to work. Let's see. I don't know, Tish. She just muted. So, in our networking session, it's really just to continue conversations that we've had today. I know that Tish is our tech lady, so and we talked about this. We were like, how's it going to be? And Ann jinxed us because Ann was like, everything's going so smoothly so far. Like, Ann, no. No, I cannot hear you. Go on and let's remove you from this. And I go ahead and exit out and try to pop back in. Try it again, Tish. Okay, so Tish is going to try it again. I'm going to pick it Ann if she comes back in here because she sure did. At that last one, she said, everything's so smooth. She said it in the chat. So we've never done an open session before in the middle of the day. So this is pretty much just a live stream hangout. And now I'm waiting on Tish to come back. Gosh, y'all, presentations. Man, Ruth was so great. Ruth, you were so like timing. I could talk forever. I had like 8,655 slides. And I'm going to go back and see. I knew I was not going to get through all of the slides that my authors had given notes for everyone, but I wanted everyone to have that. All right, Tish, talk.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, Tish.
Hey.
Woo. I
Wow.
was saying, we're going to pick at Ann. We got to pick at her because she said everything's going smoothly.
You know that devil have to come in and try to creep in.
Middle of the day.
Stomp him out.
So it is lunchtime. I ran down while you were doing your write-in and was having some chips and salsa from last night when we went out and had Mexican.
Oh, that's
so not
good.
healthy. But Nick said he had ran and got a snack, and I'm like, okay, I need to go and try to eat something. So have you been able to eat anything today?
I had 2 donuts. I don't know why my husband went to the donut place and bought a dozen of donuts and coffee and then blamed me for having him to go get them. So I had 2 donuts.
Well, hey, Pooja, we didn't just say chips, salsa, and donuts. She'd be like, where's the healthy snacks?
Well, at least we got our water.
Yes, I got my jug, which I've almost went through already. I'm going to have to go up and refill again.
You talking about Mexican? Shoot, I want to go get me some Mexican lunch today.
Oh, for real. So we have until 12:45 just to open chat. Like really, we called it open chat networking session in our slides. We always do something at the end at the WWJ conferences where we reflect. at the end of the day. And even though we're being spiritually filled today and we're being able to learn a lot, it does have its times where we can get tired, right? So,
Yeah.
so this is just like, hey, what's up? Let's talk. How's things been going, Tish, with the conference?
Good. I've been enjoying. I guess I'm sleepy because I wake up like at 3 o'clock in the morning without an alarm clock. But you know, Naima was good. I felt like I was
Oh,
in church for a moment.
I did too. I told Eli, I ran downstairs and I said she was preaching. If I felt it, I felt her ministry just washing all over me. I said, praise God, I needed that today. I needed
I
it.
know that was so good. It was so inspiring. I like when she said that pray with God where you are. No
Yes.
matter what kind of relationship, you know, you have a relationship. Some people feel like I used to feel like it had to be this deep. I don't know what was in my mind. You can just pray to him normally as though you're talking to him right now. And I
Yes.
love that.
That's
That
what
was
I
so
got away. I
good.
told you I did that like whole conversations with God in your writing life. Somehow that just so resonated with me and it stayed with me that whole time she was talking.
Yeah, I like that.
So Allie said her and Molly made sweet tea and they poured it into popsicle holders. Now I've got to
Ooh,
tell Sam about this because he's a sweet tea dude.
me
He makes all
too.
the uh-oh, I've never even thought
Sweet
about
tea.
making sweet tea popsicles. That's got to be the North Carolina thing.
Oh,
Tish, you
okay.
ever
Because
heard of that?
no, but the best tea I ever had to me, I don't care what nobody said. We have a Luby's cafeteria. I don't know if that's all over the country, but we have a few here, and they have the best sweet tea. And all I can think about is filling those ice trays. What we used to do was kids and put our ice, put whatever Kool-Aid or whatever, and stick
Yeah.
a saran wrap on top and put the toothpicks there and just eat them. Oh, that sounds good, sweet tea. I'm gonna have to try that.
I know we're going to try it too, Allie. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you for that. So
Mm-hmm.
today I just absolutely loved how you started us off with characters. How long had you known that's what you were going to do? Because we didn't share what we were up to.
I know. I had a list of things, and then like Michelle said, pray, before you do anything. And I just love characters. And it was so easy just to narrow down what I was going to talk about. And then I said, well, bring my own characters in here and talk about them. So, yeah, immediately, basically, I just love characters.
And then Ruth, where was your imagery? If Ruth is still here, I'd love to hear that inspiration behind like imagery because that is something that I do feel like through the editing process, like she said, it might not get you that
Mhm.
first draft because you're in that rush to get everything down on paper.
Right.
Remember when she said like it's my brain is fast and I got to get it all out? But I think that's where you call it layering, right, Tish? Isn't that the
Yeah,
terminology that
that's what
you
I
use?
have learned is called layering, when you're going through the editing phase and you bring in your senses into your story. I like the question what Ali asked. Should you use all your senses in each scene? And you only, I say, use your senses is what's relevant to that particular scene. Like if you're in a bakery, use that sense of scent and maybe hearing. You could be listening to the conversation or the sounds of a bakery or amusement park. So I think that's relevant with that particular scene, which senses to use. That's just my opinion on that one. But I like that question because it made me think a lot about my story too.
Yes, love that. So now we had a pack filled morning. Your write in was so cool. Look at the success of the write
I
in.
know. It was good to see the word counts being put out there, and I got 2 paragraphs done. So that was like, whoa. Usually it takes me a long time to get a paragraph done, but I was able to get 2 done.
I was able to get quite a bit, almost 400 words done.
I know that
Nice.
was really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my story. I call it Joey and the Doghouse Adventure.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm working on it. It morphed into something more than I expected. So that's really cool.
So Allie had a question about ideas for describing smell. She said, I have a character walking through a stinky swamp, and I'm constantly saying, it smells bad, it's stinky, or the stench. And
Oh.
my word of advice is to use figurative language and look at
Mhm.
your comparisons, because a lot of kids know what stinky socks smell like and think about, like,
Right.
make a list of things that are stinky and consider using some comparisons there, some similes and metaphors as you are trying to associate sense to a reader. So that's going to be my advice for you on that one.
That's a good one. Oh yeah. Only thing when you think about stinky sin, I keep thinking when we drive sometime, unfortunately,
Paper
somebody hit a
mills.
skunk.
Oh,
Well, skunk. The skunk lingers with you forever. You could be way past that skunk, but I come home and it's still in my nostril. I can't get it out.
There's that, but
Yeah.
then there's the paper mill smell too. Because
Ooh, what that smell?
when I used to go to school, on the way to
Um,
take me to school, we'd pass the paper mill in Macon, and it stunk.
ooh.
so, and you can't tell anybody what you're talking about because it's surprise. It's like mysteries. But are you ready for your presentation this
I
afternoon?
am. I am. All I can say is, Naima Joseph, aka Michelle, her segued into mine.
I know you dropped that in that chat and said, "Wait a minute, I'm doing John 15 too. Look how the Lord is working."
I know,
Yeah.
right? It's like, yeah, it's like, wait a minute, how is she? How did she know I was gonna go there?
I mean, if you really think about, there are 23. Now this is by Google search. Okay,
Hmm.
so Google search says there are 23,145 verses in the Old Testament. There are 7,957 verses in the New Testament, which lets you know that two of our presenters came with John 15.
That is something.
Yeah,
And I will just let you guys know, when I said write that down in your journal so you can reflect on that later, I'm going to drop John 15 again when Ann is speaking. So that way you guys can remember, if you're watching this on the replay, that maybe is a verse that could be speaking to you at your time. So write that verse
Mhm.
down and reflect
yep,
on that verse, on that passage, and you can study that passage of John 15, not just the verses necessarily, but the whole chapter of John 15. So
yeah,
Right.
that's it for us today. I just absolutely love that happened.
yeah, and it's interesting too because that verse, John 15 1 through 7, that about the I am the vine, ye are the branches, that has been even before I went to the conference last week, that was speaking to me so hard because I read in a book that about joy, about unlimited joy by Kyla Martin, or yeah, Kylie Martin. Anyway, she was talking about that and how like the fruit is like a fruit tree. If you break a branch off the fruit tree, the fruit won't grow. And now the you can't tell where the trunk ends and the branch begins. And
Mhm.
then Phil Bynes and the Kingdom Driven Entrepreneur team on the KDE podcast, they were talking about the vine and the branches as the circulatory system. And it
That's
really,
So it
interesting.
was all just coming together for you, wasn't it?
yeah, it was. And that's where let me shut up. Because I don't
Yeah,
want to
because you're going
spoil.
to start talking all about your presentation. And I said, and now no spoilers. This is like mystery day. I'm ready to experiencing when it happens.
Right.
We gotta keep you in check. We gotta
Like I
keep you
said,
in
let me
check,
shut up because
Ian.
I'll just start talking.
So oh, of course. Did y'all hear I said something that was very close to Siri? Did you hear that go off?
No.
I did
It's
hear
hilarious. It started going off.
it.
Like, of course, it's going to start talking to me. So now that we've been networking today, we've had some new people to pop in today. Just feel very blessed to have Jean and Carol in the audience with us. Glad that we had Nick with us. Y'all want to call out any other people? Because it was the chats were running really fast, but I just wanted to give those special shout outs.
I
um,
haven't. Oh, go ahead, Tish.
oh, I'm so bad with names. Jenny. Thank you, Jen, my friend Jen, because I know she's going to be here watching off and on. So, and for Penny, I'm sure she's going to be watching too. So, yeah, thank y'all for watching.
Nice. Thank you guys for all joining us. I know that when you hear all day conference, you're like, wow, that's a trip, man. We've been rocking it since 9 a.m. But the good thing about having an event like this is that each individual video is now saved on Tish Bouvier's channel and my channel. So you can go back. So if you had to take a break this morning or you caught the keynote at the very last minute, don't despair. It's all there. You do not have to sign up to get it to come to your inbox or anything like that. It's all free and it's always going to stay that way on our channels. So that's the really cool thing I think about having it.
I didn't see any 540 folks. Did you, Tish?
There was probably there. A lot of people don't comment, but a lot of people
Exactly.
watch.
A lot of people watch. And that's the thing about, so that's a good thing about, I heard you say something too, Tish, about using social media for good and all of that and connecting with book clubs and groups. There's so many people out there in this world that may follow your accounts. They may be silent watchers. You never know who you may meet. So it's just so important that you always drop your links in there or talk about how people can find you. And that's what I've got for Ann next. I've just got Ann a slide that has her name and her website. So Ann, I've got your slide ready.
Okay. And the pictures?
And I've got 2 of your pictures that we're going to show today to highlight whatever it is you are going to talk about. Don't say it.
Oh, I'm not going to say it, but I do want to give the 540 writers community a shout out. If anybody is looking for a writer community, a free writing community to get, workshops. I hope, Jen, I hope you don't mind that, but
no, go ahead.
And to get to do workshops. We do write-ins every weekday. I do one on Tuesday nights. So if you're looking for it, go to 540writers.com and check out the 540 writers community on Facebook.
And I think it's important for the value of community for us to always establish that we do, as writers, we may have multiple communities that we connect with. Yes, we have our WWJs, but I also have Right Around the Block. That's one of my communities. I have my Monarchs. We are a thriving writing community that love one another and support one another. And Tish, you have your own writing community. Talk about being that leader over there with Write With Me.
I know, and it's grown. Can you imagine from 0 to where we are now? It's 5 a.m. And when I first started out, I was like, who's going to wake up with me? But there's a lot of early morning writers out there, 5 a.m. Writers Club is what we call ourselves. Some of us is on Twitter, and we come over there and we write in the mornings and spend that hour getting our work done and then go on with our day.
I know when we signed to Neil Marie, she's one of our newest authors at Monarch so my mom's from outer space. You guys are going to love that middle grade book. It's so fun. Oh my gosh.
It sounds like
it. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. But it's such a good book too. It's such a book that matters too at the same time. But I absolutely love Tennille. And she said that she likes to write super early. And I'm like, oh, you need to meet Tish.
Yes,
I was like, you need to know that there are people out there just like you. But the good thing again, Tish, is like you've told me, 5 a.m. might not be your time, but it's always banked on your channel. And you can have give a special shout out to your daughter, Glitch City, for her music.
Yeah, right.
You gave that shout out. Yep, you gave her. Well, you did, because in the middle of that presentation, you did give her a shout out. Remember, you said a special shout out to your daughter's music.
Yeah, I texted. That was my baby girl, her music on my Write With Me. So I give her a special shout out because she has some new music out. I'm so proud of her. Yeah.
Yes. So proud of all our children, and many of them in the Monarch groups. They have such creative pursuits, so they're always actively on the go. I think that it was really kind of for me to see people saying, how do you do all this stuff, Jen? I think all of us have, very busy lives, don't we? All of us, we're running a lot of things. And I think that's just the secret, what you said, Tish. You know how you said you've got to balance your characters?
Yeah,
You got to
True.
balance your life.
You
Yep.
do.
And you got to know when's your time. And like, I also loved what Michelle said about there's a season, there's a time, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we just being cognizant of that, and we just can't do everything every day all the time the way maybe that we see it in our brain, but we
Mm-hmm.
can do the best that we can to push words forward. I think I'm taking your push words forward, Tish.
That's
Am I
good.
am
That's
I
good.
talking like you, Tish?
Yeah. We growing on each other.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
All right, so guys, we are about to head over. We've got Anne's session. I'm looking over, and Anne, that means we need to kind of close it out because at 12:45, Anne is going to be with us.
I thought mine
I'm
didn't start
trying.
till 1 o'clock.
Oh, so we have the break. See, I've
Yeah,
lost my thing.
I'm
Okay,
glad we have.
we
I'm
have
glad
our
we do.
break until 1. That's right.
Right.
All right, so guys, I need you to exercise, get some movement, get some water, grab a snack, your lunch, eat with us. And you wouldn't mind, would you?
No, I would not.
Grab a lunch, put on in at 1 o'clock with us, and it's going to be on my channel. I'll be hosting that one, so join us there and share out this playlist with everyone that writes and reads in your life. We would love to connect with you. All right, guys, we'll see you in a
All
little
right, see you
bit.
in a few.
Bye bye.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.